What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle House 24/7, 365. I am your host, Lamar, aka Mr. Creamcap, and I got my boy,
variouslayerz, aka Cody. How you guys doing today? This is Hustle House 24/7, 365 as always.
Yes, sir. So, guys, we are back with another episode. We're going to do things a little different today. Me and Cody, we talk about all these topics. We talk about all these subjects: business, wealth, investing, mindset, health, right? And we touch on a lot of the things that we are doing individually, but we've never really gone like really in depth as far as what it is that we're doing, how we're doing it, how we've gotten to the point now where we're able to essentially do whatever the hell it is we want with our time, essentially do whatever the hell it is that we want with our money. Being financially stable or having financial stability, traveling, all these things, right? We haven't really gone into detail. We just, you guys kind of know what we do, but we haven't talked about the journey getting there. So we're going to do things a little different today. We're going to dive into each other's stories, backgrounds, what we're currently doing, how we are doing it, how we got there, what we recommend for other people, advice, tips, tricks, strategies, all the above. So I've offered up myself to Cody to be essentially to be put on the spot. So we're going to see how this goes.
Yes, sir. So essentially what I want to know is I have a little bit of business type questions and whatnot. And obviously I met you and we lived in this house like in 2016 or something. And I've seen you progress and grow over the years, and you've like been in different things, and you're into crypto, investing, credit, and all these things. And I'm going to pretty much ask you how you have been moving and in your journey to get to where you are now, and like where you see yourself going and whatnot. So we're just going to ask each other some questions that we have listed, and some of these questions may go into other topics and stuff, but I'm just going to start with the first one I have for you.
Yes, sir.
So as a lot of people know or may not know, Lamar's been into crypto for a very long time now. He's been investing, like studying and knowing what's going on in the crypto community, and also just the industry in general, and he knows where it's going to be driving us in the future. So I have a question regarding that, with how you go about your life navigating crypto in that field. So where do you see crypto going in the next 2 years? How has crypto played a part in you leveling up over the years to where you currently are? And then also, how do you see it playing a part in getting to where you want to go in the future?
All right. 3-part question. The man brought crypto up first. I was not ready for that one. But so yeah, I'll give a little backstory. So I got involved into crypto later than some people. I heard about crypto and Bitcoin way back in high school, where people were using it on the Silk Road, buying fun stuff, if you will. Heard about it then, didn't really pay much attention to it. But when I did start paying attention was 2017, I believe. It was right after I moved in with you the first time. So I'm just going to be completely frank with you guys. I lost, I didn't lose a lot of money in crypto. I had the opportunity to make a lot of money, and then I lost all of the money that I had the opportunity to make. And then following that, I lost the money that I originally invested as well, trying to desperately make the money that I didn't cash out or take profits on. So that was 2017, 2018 time period. And basically the story there is I invested around $5 or $6 grand into the market, bought a lot of Ripple at the time, made a lot of money off Ripple. I can't remember what other cryptos I bought. I think there's cryptos I bought that aren't even around now, that aren't even performing. And turned that to about $60,000 at the height of the market, or at least the height of my portfolio. So 2017, that was 7 years ago. I was about 22, 23 years old. So this was after having another failure in the online space, but we'll talk about that another day. So turned about $5 or $6 grand into 60 grand, but I did not take any profits. I did not cash out. And if anyone that follows crypto knows, 2017, 2018, the market started to dip. And then it dipped, and then it dipped, and then it dropped, and then it completely collapsed, and the floor fell out from under itself. So that 60 grand got all the way back to probably about my original $5 or $6 grand. Since I didn't take any profits on it, I got desperate to have that money. So I started playing around with it, exchanges that maybe weren't operating legally, or, was doing some shady things, if you will. I got involved in these crypto pump and dump groups, is what they call it, P&D groups. This was back when Telegram started becoming popular. And I was working with people orchestrating like pump and dumps on this exchange called Cryptopia, where we would like buy all these coins early, and then we would create large groups and hype up the coin and essentially get people to buy it after we did. What many of you guys know as of now, that's like the meme culture token thing that's been going on since the last bull cycle, and currently in this current bull cycle, right? The Dogecoins, the Shiba Inus, the Pepes, all that bullshit, right? So we were doing that back in 2018 on this exchange called Cryptopia. The problem with Cryptopia was, like I said, they weren't doing such legal activities or doing things the right way. And I made a lot of money again, getting a part of these pump and dumps. But Cryptopia was shut down, seized by some foreign government entity, and lost all the money that I had in that platform. So I can't remember what I turned that $5,000 into, but the point of that story is I lost that $5,000 too. So I've been involved in crypto since 2017, 2018, full transparency. I lost money very early on. But the second time I got in crypto was 2018, 2019, which was right before. It's funny, man. Every time I move in here, I get into crypto. How does that work? So right before I moved in here the second time with you, I started getting into crypto. I actually started researching all of these, like the blockchain technology, how Bitcoin was work. I read the white paper. I started researching Ethereum. I researched did more research on Ripple. And I decided, hey, I'm not going to just try to be in it for the quick money. I see the future and potential of this technology and how it can be useful in society. At least I was very innocent to the true use purposes of it, but we'll get to that as well. But anyways, I saw how it could be useful, not only making money, but like investing into the future of technology, right? So I started getting heavily involved with Ripple again, buying a lot of XRP. I started putting, telling people about Ripple. Hey, I believe it's the future of money. I believe it's the future of processing payments. I believe it's the future of cross-border payments. You can move a lot of money fast. They're working with a lot of people in the Asian markets, a lot of banks, a lot of regulators in Europe and Asia. Ripple is the future, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum. Like I was known as that guy back in 2018, 2019. So then, got you involved with Ripple, and then we created our Telegram group. And I started educating people on everything that I learned, not only from the previous market of me making a lot of money and then losing a lot of money, but also like the lessons from that and how that turned me into, hey, let's actually like research into these projects and not just dump money into random things like I see people doing today. Crazy. But so from 2018, 2019, I played the market the right way. Made a lot of money, took profits on a lot of cryptos, and reinvested a lot of those cryptos back into Ripple, back into XRP, because I still believed, and still believe to this day, that Ripple, the company Ripple, and XRP, their token, their cryptocurrency, their entire ecosystem and platform, I still believe is going to play a huge part in cross-border payments and payment processing. Maybe not so much currency, like how I thought originally, like what Bitcoin was supposed to be. It was supposed to replace the USD currency. Then I thought XRP was going to replace the USD currency. I don't believe that anymore, but I still believe it's going to be a big part. But anyways, so educated people, made a lot of money, made like 80 grand, if you will, of profits taken, and then reinvested a lot of that money back into Ripple, and I'm sitting on a huge portfolio of Ripple right now that I haven't sold because, again, I believe in the potential of the company. Now, to answer I know that was a long, drawn-out 5-10 minute bat story. Just did a whole Putin thing on you this now. But it was very important that you understand my history and background, because I don't want to just be that guy that's like, yeah, I'm making all this money in crypto. I've been doing this, because
context is key.
Yeah. And and the truth is, I had to learn some hard lessons. So I don't want to just be this guy that's like acting like I made all this money without having like this prior experience and these lessons I had to learn. So like to answer your question about like what my involvement in crypto and how it's helped me level up in life, it's the fact that I had to be humbled many times with investing, with taking risk, and I have to be comfortable with taking risk, losing, taking those L's, and be, relentless enough to come back and do it again and again and again, and continue to take risks, and not just fold and like, oh, fuck crypto, forget about this, like, it's all a scam, it's all made up, it's not real, right? So crypto was like, I wouldn't say it was my first humbling lesson, especially like with making money online or being an entrepreneur or being in business. It was definitely my biggest lessons though, because there was a lot of, I could have been like that 23, 24-year-old with the Lambos, with the McLaren, with the mansion, if I did it all the right way. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad things panned out the way that they did, because who knows, with me being the person I was at that age and how much I like to party, and we partied here at this house quite a bit, I probably been super irresponsible with that amount of money. So I may have not been ready to have that type of reward, right? So, but as far as crypto goes, where I see it going in the next 2 years, crypto is not going anywhere. Blockchain technology is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Ethereum's not going anywhere. Ripple is definitely not going anywhere. Now all of these meme tokens and coins and the dog, cat with hat and dog with dingleberry, whatever the fuck, yeah, Dragon Ball and Trump coin. Like, guys, like, if you like taking the risk and you're okay with losing the money, possibly, then you guys can play with all that stuff. Do it, but just be prepared to lose your money. That stuff's not going to last. What is going to last is the crypto companies that are building technologies, that are building AI platforms, that are building storage or data and storage platforms online, that are building ecosystems, that are building smart contract functions, that are building functions to digitize physical assets, to make things easier, to make the transactions of buying a home easier. Jim, I'm dropping there, is Proppy. If you haven't looked into Proppy, do it. They are digitizing the transaction of real estate, of real estate transactions, right? So blockchain technology is going to play a big part in all of that. Bitcoin, if you haven't realized yet, it's not going to be the future of payments. It's not going to be the currency. It's too slow. It's outdated technology. They don't even talk about it as a currency anymore. They talk about the store of value. Oh, I thought it was supposed to be a currency, you Bitcoin Maxis. Now it's a store of value, which that's probably the more appropriate thing for it. It's, you can compare it to gold as far as value storage, but it's easier to transmit. For all I don't even know where my phone is. I could have, $1 million worth of assets right here on my phone through Bitcoin. How much gold bars do you think will be 1 million and probably fill up this fucking room, right? So that, I think Bitcoin being a unit of storage or store of wealth is more appropriate for it. Ethereum's not going to be the future currency. Ethereum's not going to be the network that, payments and transactions are facilitated on, because it costs too much. Even with all of its upgrades. Yeah. I mean, the gas fees, this bull cycle, are they cheaper than the last bull cycle? Yeah, but it costs you $20, $50 at the height, sometimes $150 to perform a smart contract. How does that work? How does that help the regular person, right? Where is crypto going in the next 2 years? Well, if I believe if cryptocurrency is going to play a huge a role in the future of financial markets, it has to be accessible to everybody, right? Everyone has to be able to use it. How is everyone going to use Ethereum when it costs a shit ton of money to just move money around or to transact into smart contracts, right?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding this, do you think that when they do universal basic income and CBDCs, that they're going to be using something like XRP to distribute that shit every time?
To distribute, yes. Will it be XRP? No. It will. But
some technology like that is.
It will be whatever the government decides to create and force all of us to use. Which, they are talks of a U.S. digital currency, not USDC, not to be confused with USDC by the company Circle, but a USD coin, that is minted and produced by the Federal Reserve. Now, how will that be transacted though? Could Ripple be behind the infrastructure that's set up to distribute that? Yeah, they very well could be. There are some other cryptocurrencies that are playing a role in that. We've talked about the ISO 2002 or 20022 cryptocurrencies and what companies are involved into that platform, which will be facilitating the Fed Now platform, which will be distributing the United States digital currency, if that comes to be. Now, there are people, Trump claimed this past week that if he's elected president, he's not going to allow a digital currency to be, during his term. And if he is elected and if he doesn't allow it, doesn't mean it's not still going to come. Universal basic income is coming. It's going to be a way to control and dictate what people spend their money on. It's a way to be transparent with what money people have. And, to wrap up my huge, long explanation earlier, with the context of crypto and how I know it's the future, how before I looked at it as just a money-making opportunity and not so much like a psyop, but that's essentially what it's going to be leveraged into. Again, if you understand blockchain technology, you understand that the transparency of a public ledger, whether you have a decentralized wallet, a non-custodial wallet or not, or something where you don't have to KYC, everything can be traced, everything can be tracked. The federal government has spent billions of dollars to hire, train, and prepare people to be able to track these transactions. So what used to be the narrative of, peer-to-peer transactions and privacy was never really a true thing if you actually do your research. Everything is public and they can track everything. You have a phone that has a non-custodial wallet downloaded on your phone. You may have not KYC'd on that phone, but do you not think that they can trace where that app is downloaded to the user of that phone, to the other apps that are using that phone, your Gmail, your social media accounts, right? Now your cold wallets, if you're very smart, you can hide a lot of transactions, but only for so long. Because at some point or another, you're going to fuck up and you're going to attach that cold wallet to a device like your computer, which your computer is attached to a Wi-Fi, which has an IP address that can be there's no escaping it.
If it's on the internet, you're fucked.
Exactly. So that's the downside. People don't realize, all of this is done through the internet, the World Wide Web, through platforms that are set up by other big billion-dollar corporations and companies, right? So they're all working together. So I had to realize that unfortunate, sad truth and decide, hey, okay, I know and understand how this is playing out and what they're going to be using this for. Things like universal basic income, things like controlling how much money you can make or how much money you can spend per month, things like controlling, knowing what assets you do have and how you bought it. I talked about that company Property earlier. They're trying to digitize real estate transactions where your titles to your real estate will be in a digital form, registered on the blockchain. They can trace that all back to who owns these titles, right? So it's all one big infrastructure that's being built, and I had to decide that, hey, this is coming regardless. I can't do anything to stop it. I'm not sure if Trump can do anything to stop it, but it's coming and I need to be able to take advantage of it. So that's what, now is this going to happen in the next 2 years? It just depends on how this election cycle plays out here in the States. It depends on how the election cycle plays out all across the world. We talked about that in our last podcast, how 75% of the world is going through major elections this year, right? So there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of power grabs that are happening. But I think it's inevitable. 2 years, 4 years, 6, 8, 10 years, all of this is coming where we're not going to be using cash. We will be a cashless society. They've already programmed people through what happened during C-19 with the scanning the QR codes when you went out to restaurants, with the ordering food online, with the Apple Pay, with the Samsung Pay, with tapping your phone at the grocery store when you're buying stuff, tapping your phone when you're buying stuff at the mall. They're already programming us to use digital payments. They've been pushing credit cards on us for the last 10, 20 years. That's the next step from credit cards is digital currency. That's all tracked and traced. All right. So this is all coming, whether you want it like it or not. I don't know if it's going to come within the next 2 years, but now from a money making standpoint, crypto market, the next 2 years, maybe next year and a half, will be, I truly, truly believe, will be the last time the average person like me and you or anyone listening to this or watching this video will ever be able to take advantage of making money from these digital markets, from these financial markets, from cryptocurrencies. So I don't think you're going to have these opportunities ever again. I think this might be the biggest opportunity of them all if you're investing into the right cryptos and not chasing pump and dump meme coins that have no utility or use. You're basically just walking into a casino and just putting all you're playing roulette and putting all your bets on green and just hoping it hits. And you keep betting on green 1 time, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times before you know you've lost all your money and you've missed out on all this other action you could have had because you're trying to hit big. You could have just put it on red or black, right? The blue, I call them blue chip cryptos that everybody knows about. So from a money making standpoint, next 2 years, this is it. This is your last chance. Future, it's coming. It's inevitable. Cryptocurrency is going to play a large part in it. You know, I think you and I, we can have a separate, deeper discussion on just crypto and like get real in depth on what's really happening there. And then what was the third part of that question? I know we drawn this out 15 minutes.
How will it play a part in getting to where you want to go?
Yeah, so guys, I'm purely in this to make money. That's it. Not like I really like Ripple, the company, and I've been a big proponent of what they built for a long time. Like I said, I had to learn that they might be part of a larger agenda. There are a lot of companies out there in the crypto space that are doing pretty cool, amazing things. Like anyone that's building like gaming type of platforms on crypto where you can play games and earn real money for your efforts or for what you're doing. I like that. I think that's a dope ass idea. I think that will eventually become regulated. You know, the government's going to want their piece somehow, right? But I am purely in it to make money because I understand that if I have money, I have options. If I have options, and I might be able to keep myself from having to deal with the universal basic income. I will keep myself from having to, have all of my transactions monitored. Even if they are monitored, hey, well, at least I have what I need in life, right? I can go wherever the hell I want, right? How do these laws and regulations and all this stuff that people are going through, what demographic of people do these type of changes affect? No, the middle class, everyone in the middle, poor, poor to middle. C-19 happened, the vaccines and all that BS. Do you think any homeless people were going to get in the vaccine?
Yeah, true.
Were they pushing people to go get the freaking vaccine? Did they give a fuck? No. Do you think rich billionaires that were, government officials having these parties while everyone else is locked up in these homes, not wearing their mask, being on video, do you think they got pushed to get the vaccines? Did you think they had to stay in their homes? You got people like Andrew Tate who's talked about how he flew wherever the hell he wanted. Why? Because he had a private jet and did not have to go through the traditional means of TSA and airport where you got to have your card, have your shots and proof before you can go to a state. Even here in the States, there were certain states you couldn't even go to if you didn't have your shots, right? So like all of this stuff, it's meant to affect everyone in the middle, from poor to like upper middle class, if such a thing exists now. It doesn't affect the homeless poor people, and it doesn't affect the billionaires or even the multimillionaires. So what am I trying to do? Hey, How can I not be touched by all of this stuff? And how can I make sure my family is safe and secure where they don't have to abide by all this bullshit that I don't agree with, that you don't agree with? Get to a position where I can set myself and them up for life on a financial level where they're not going to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I don't come out and start trying to speak against their agenda, and who knows, maybe I do that too, but story for another day. I'm just trying to set myself up to a position where I can make choices.
Mm-hmm.
Because when universal basic income rolls out, and if we do go to a socialist, potentially communist type of society, if you haven't read the Communist Manifesto, it's a 50-page pamphlet. Order it on Amazon. It's $9. Go read it. Get it. Read it. And just read it.
Karl Marx.
And yes. And tell me the comparisons of what's happening today, especially here in the U.S. Side note. Sidebar. But anyways, I just want to get to a position where I have choices. That's it. That's all I care about. All you do is talk about
You're not
money.
controlled by circumstances that are laid out in society.
Exactly. Because we just saw it in real time a couple of years ago. Two groups of people could do whatever the hell they wanted. The thing is with the homeless people, like they were doing the shit that they were doing before,
mm-hmm.
right? And then more people became homeless. People with wealth, with assets, that had status, that had money, that were at the heads of these large corporations, they didn't have to do what everybody else was doing. And if you really think about that, that's been since the beginning of time. That goes back to
they're not in the same jurisdiction.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't want to drag all that out. I know we got more you want to cover. But sorry, yeah. You start with crypto. I can talk about crypto all day, guys.
Yeah, and it was a 3-part question too. But okay, so I know these people may not know that you were involved with Improve You. So if you want, you can explain it a little bit. But I want to know about Improve You. What is the most important thing you have learned while playing a huge role in Improve You growth and its early development? And also with that, with success and Improve You, of course, comes responsibility. How much responsibility have you taken on while being a part of it? And do you wish to continue taking on more responsibility?
Yeah, so for more context, and I won't draw this one out, Improve You, we've been around for 3 years. We are a financial solutions company. We specialize in working with entrepreneurs, small business owners, investors, even people that run large corporations. We specialize in helping them secure capital to help start, grow, or scale their businesses, right? But not only are we helping them secure money to help them do these things, we focus on low interest to 0% interest terms. We focus on what we like to call good debt, on OPM, other people's money. We like to teach our clients and, shift their perspective into, hey, debt's not necessarily a bad thing. There's just such a thing as bad debt and good debt. You can obtain what I like to call good debt, which is at low interest terms, and use that money to make more money, to invest into a cash flowing asset, to acquire a real estate property, to build a boat, or not build a boat, acquire a boat and do charters to build your business. Yeah,
build your art.
Yeah, it's for real. So that's what we do. Like I said, we're a financial solutions company. We focus in lending. We're not loan sharks. We don't do any type of we don't do subprime lending. And full transparency, we're not here to help people take on debt to pay their bills. We're here to help people take on debt to make money so that they can pay their bills in full, pay their bad debt in full, and create, cash flow for themselves where they don't have to, work a typical job. Or again, like I said, if they're trying to grow their business, get to the point where maybe they can become hands off, right? The thing is, it takes money to make money. That's been since the beginning of time, or at least since the beginning of currencies. And without money, it's very hard to start, grow, or scale a business. You can't buy a property. I mean, you can buy a property with no money down, but your interest is going to be not great. You'll be paying a lot of money on it because of the interest rates, right? So beyond that, we also provide marketing services. So not only will we help you start your business, we'll help you grow your business by providing marketing solutions and handling your advertisement. If you don't qualify for funding, we also offer credit repair services. So we'll fix your credit so that we can get you qualified for funding, or if you're trying to buy a home or a car, whatever it is. If you are trying to start a business, particularly in our space, then we also have programs where we'll teach you and coach you and provide resources to do so as well. So ImproveU is I like to consider us as like a all-in-one central hub for people that are trying to get in business in some way, shape, or form, right? And that all starts with credit, that all starts with money, and that all starts with a plan. And a lot of times clients come to us and they know what they want to do, but they don't have a plan. And we even help them kind of put that plan on paper, lay it all out for them, and to give them the steps and the tools to achieve that plan or achieve that goal, right? So as far as my position, I'm the managing part. I'm not one that's real big on titles, but if we had to do titles, I'm considered the managing partner. I'm the COO. So my roles and responsibilities are to expand our company through various partnerships, provide more resources to our clients by having more lenders and banks to work with, as well as making sure that we have a team of individuals that are competent and can cater to our clients to help them achieve our goals. We are a very results-based driven type of company. We're not so much in it to, run up a bag and make money. We are a business. Obviously, the goal as a business is to make money, but we go about that from a quality standpoint over a volume standpoint. We rather work with 100 clients and get them excellent results than work with 1,000 clients and get them mediocre or bad results, or not the result that they're looking for, right? So that's my roles and my responsibilities. I oversee our team, I manage our partners, I acquire more resources, and I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I even work with clients too. I handle a lot of our coaching programs. I handle, I handle a lot of our, our one-on-ones with clients, our trainings and things like that. I represent our company at events. So it's a very fortunate, position that I find myself in, that I did work for and had to earn. It wasn't given to me, and anyone you talk to at our company will tell you that. And then as far as taking on more responsibility, yeah, absolutely. This is working with ImproveU has probably been the second most, no, I would say it's been like the most fulfilling type of career, position, title, role that I've been in, because I get to work with people directly. My background is bartending and serving in restaurants, so I got to be in social environments with coworkers as well as people. But all I was really doing was serving them up. I entertained them, I chatted with people, and I even made some good relationships with customers where they would come back just to see me. But I didn't really, there's not much value I was able to provide to them. I just served them their food and their drinks. And that kind of bothered me a little, because I knew I was capable of, people would come and tell me their life stories, their problems, their business problems, and I knew I could help them out in some way. And now with what I'm doing with ImproveU, I'm able to do that and impact people on a larger scale and really be a significant factor in their journey, whether it's in entrepreneurship and business and investing, etc. So it's definitely the most fulfilling role I've been in. I enjoy it more than anything else that I've ever done besides playing football. I enjoy hitting people. Can't do that nowadays. But yeah, as far as more responsibility, yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to expand. We're coming up on our third year anniversary in May. So we've been around for a long time. People know who we are. We're established. We're credible. And yeah, I just want to be able to reach out to more people and help them as much as I can, so that they can have those same options I was talking about as well, where maybe they don't have to answer to certain things that the majority have to,
So the next question, because you did move recently to another state and you're all about changing up your environment, getting into new areas, meeting new people, networking and stuff like that. So how has you moving and changing up your environment benefited your success, and how do you see it benefiting your success as you move forward?
Yeah, so I've always been a proponent of The grass isn't always necessarily greener on the other side. It's all about what you decide to do with your situation, do with the cards that are dealt to you. I'm not real so much like you are a product of your environment, but does your environment, not only on a physical level but on a social level, does that impact how you operate and go about your life? I would say absolutely, right? So with me moving to another state, one, I've always wanted to move to Florida. I did like a project, school project on the state of Florida back in middle school, and I've been obsessed with Florida ever since. I grew up here in the mountains. Not that I don't love Roanoke, Virginia. This is my hometown, right? But I was never like a mountain man. Never really wanted to be in the mountains. I always wanted to be near water. I love the ocean. I love the sea. I love that breeze, the warm weather, right? And Florida just kind of like had everything that I've wanted for a long time, and I was in a position to pull the trigger where I didn't have anything holding me back on a financial or personal level. And definitely the change in environment has helped me a lot because I am in a place, I'm in a new city, which brings new challenges, right? When you're in your home city and you've known, that's what you've known your whole life, like everything is so like, you get in a routine, you get comfortable, you get used to doing the same things that you always done, hanging around the same people, right? And it's hard to even break away from that, especially when you're trying to make changes in your own life, because you don't want to be seen as like that asshole guy that, oh, like you don't want to hang out anymore, you don't do this anymore, and it's hard in your home environment. So moving to Florida, very minimal amount of people that I know there. So it's easier to make decisions as far as how I spend my time and who I spend my time with, where I don't have that guilty conscience for not spending time with people. Its own unique challenges, bigger city, meaning, higher cost of living, a hell of a lot more people, a lot more traffic, right? And, just that pressure to, get somewhere and perform and make sure that I can do well with, living in a new area by myself, paying more money, etc. Trying to, getting comfortable with going out and eating lunch and dinner by myself and meeting new people and that type of aspect. So it's definitely helped me out a lot, just in the sense of it's a new challenge. It's a new environment. It's an environment that I wanted to be in, that I was striving for. And it's coming at a time in my life where, my birthday was the other day. I just turned an age. No, I was kidding. I just turned 30, right? And it's just kind of all, kind of happening all at the right time. So I felt like it was the right time to like make that move as well. So it's been an adjustment, but I like the new challenge, right? I like staying on my toes, and I like taking on new opportunities head on. So that's why the importance of you, like when I talk about environment, it's important to get comfortable with being in uncomfortable positions and challenging yourself, which in return forces you to level up, because you're cutting out bad habits, you're cutting out routines, and you're having to develop new habits, new routines, as well as make sure you're taking care of yourself.
100%. I agree with getting out of your environment. You have to go see new things, meet new people, and just do new shit. I mean, it's going to give you more experience and like more thoughts, how to think and direct and like move and navigate. So yeah. I'm on point. I'm 100 on point with that. And then one more thing I want to ask you is, what are a few things that you would tell your 20-year-old self today, and someone who just is a commoner, like 9 to 5 or whatever? How can they level up and potentially like level up their finances? Should they go online? Like stuff like that. It's kind of like a broad question. Yes. But like your 20-year-old self today, with all the info you know.
I would tell my 20-year-old self to, one, not worry about girls. 2, not to be so worried about growing up so fast. Enjoying your moments with the people that you're around. 3, don't drink and drive, and don't smoke. Don't do drugs. Weed's not really a drug, but alcohol definitely. Stay away from alcohol. And 4, get around people that emulate I don't know if I'm saying that word properly, that represent or live the lifestyle that you see for yourself, or that you imagine for yourself, or that you like to seeing the lyrics to these songs that make you feel good, give you those dopamine hits like, hey, I want to live that lifestyle. I want to drive that car. I want to live in that house. I want to live on the beach, fly here, fly there. Get around people that are doing that and, offer to be some type of value to them and do whatever it takes to be around those people because those people are going to help you get to that level. So to the 20-year-olds, myself, stop fucking around. And if you really want certain things out of your life, then you need to actually be about it, not just talk about it. I used to just talk about it a lot, and it took me years to really get into the zone. You know what I mean? And then, excuse me, what would I tell anybody else out there working a 9 to 5? Look, if you're comfortable and content doing whatever it is that you're doing now, that's taking care of you and your family and providing that income, that stability, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Business and entrepreneurship, I'm sure you can agree, is not for everybody. It is hard. I've had to sacrifice time with loved ones, with friends. I've had to sacrifice
time with yourself.
Yeah, doing the fun stuff like that other people are doing. But for me personally, the reward was worth the sacrifice. And I'm definitely seeing the fruits of my labors to this day as I walk into the 4th decade of my life. But it's not for everybody, man. Don't feel like don't feel pressured to start a business, to get into entrepreneurship, to join a network marketing company. Like, if you're content doing with what you're doing, and maybe you're in a career that has like a path forward to make more money to take care of your family, that provides benefits and all of that jazz, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you are someone working a 9 to 5 and you're not content and you're not happy and you're not living the life that you want, and when I say life that you want, I'm not necessarily saying living a lavish lifestyle, but you are just not happy with the way things are going in your life, then you need to start, like I said, what I would tell my 20-year-old self, you need to start talking and getting around people that you can either relate to, that have gotten to that next phase or a couple phases ahead, or get around people that are living that life and try to offer some type of value or service to them, get their attention, and see what you can learn from them. If maybe it means investing into a coaching program, working with a mentor, right? Do your research on people, look at their reviews, find other people that have worked with these people, and vet them. And if it makes sense to you to pay money to work with this mentor or whoever that can help, that has shown with proof that they help change people's lives, then do that. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and just mentally draining yourself and, putting yourselves in these states of depression and crying and being upset and about the way things are, especially if you're not trying to make a change or do anything about it, right? That's something I see a lot nowadays. And even when I was working 9 to 5, people would just complain about the same things every day. And I'm like, well, are you doing anything different? Change that? No, what am I supposed to do? Well, you can't do the whole woe is me thing. If you want something, you got to go and get it. You got to take action. You got to actually be about making that change, right? Like me and you. We were fucking around there for a while. We were just doing whatever, going through the motions. You were working security. I was serving tables. And we just both got to a point where we got tired of doing the same shit, right? You got tired of not having a car, I was coming to pick you up from work. I got tired from working 13, 14-hour shifts, serving people, literally serving them. Here's your food, here's your ranch, here's your water. Would you like some more water? We got tired of that shit, and we decided to make a change and do something about it, right? We didn't just sit and complain and whine to each other about all the bullshit that we're dealing with. You were working this job at night, being underpaid to essentially be the only security person for this entire I can't remember what I'm talking about, the place in Starkey.
Yeah, Friendship.
Yeah. And I got tired of making $2.13 an hour and having to not claim all my tips just to make sure I keep most of my money, just for me to go and try to buy a car or buy a house or rent a home, to not have enough money on paper because I'm trying to not claim my tips But now, since I didn't claim my tips, I don't have any income to show that I can get rent a home or buy a car. I got tired of that bullshit. So if you're in those type of positions and you're tired, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then do something about it. Make a change. Find people. Talk to people. Reach out. Ask for help. Right? Let your intentions be known to people. And who knows? There are a lot of people out there that are willing to help you. But you have to be committed. You have to be dedicated, and you have to not give up. There's been a lot of times that I gave up. Well, not gave up fully, but got discouraged. There's been a lot of times I was taken advantage of, scammed, etc. But I kept pushing. I kept trying. I kept coming back for more. I kept learning. I kept. I started becoming more observant. I started asking better questions. I started wondering. I started doing more research, and now I'm at a point where life is really good for me, right? And it wasn't like that 10 years ago. It wasn't even like that 5 years ago. This has been an accumulation of a majority of my adulthood, and I'm still pushing. I'm still striving for more. Right, you got bigger goals.
There's still way more to do, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So my advice would be, if you're happy, you're content, keep doing what you're doing. Just make sure you can take care of your family and you're okay with whatever that position is in. That's fine. I'm not the type of guy that's going to shit on people working certain types of jobs or playing certain type of roles. I can't be a doctor. I can't be a lawyer. I can't be an accountant. I can't lay brick. I can't build homes. I can't do that shit. Right? So mad respect. But if you are doing some of those things or even more mundane jobs and you're unhappy, do something about it.
Yes, sir. Well, those are the questions I have. That was good shit.
That was, I'm not going to, hey guys, so just for perspective, and we're going to wrap this up. I had no idea what Kid was going to ask me. So that when you came out with crypto, I figured you asked me something about crypto, but I know you were going to come out with crypto. So, but no, I like, again, like I said, I like being challenged. I like having the opportunity to, explain things on a deeper level and provide value out there any way that I can, as in regards to my own personal story, right? Where I feel like I can relate to a lot of regular people. You see people do these interviews and do these podcasts and get online, and some of them, they don't have a terrible backstory, right? Let's just, we've been talking about Trump. Let's take Trump, for example. He got $2 million loan from his dad. Who can relate to that, right? Or even someone I don't know, you guys get what I'm saying? I feel like I like doing stuff like this because people like you and I are relatable, and we're still going through our journeys, right? We haven't found massive success yet. We weren't we weren't in a place like LA or Atlanta or New York to take advantage of stuff like that. So I feel like when we do stuff like this, it's more relatable to a broader audience, where people are going experiencing some of the same things we've experienced for the past. So what we're going to do, guys,
it's average people shit.
Yep.
That's what we were, man.
So in the next one, I'm gonna do the same thing to Cody. I got questions for him that he doesn't know about, and we're gonna see how he handles it. But yeah, that's you got anything else for this one?
Just one more thing real quick. This is completely unrelated, but who do you see winning the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah, so one, kudos to Jake Paul. You can say what you want to say about the man. He is putting himself in uncomfortable positions, right? Participating in a sport that he hasn't been participating in for a long time, or at least not growing up doing. Right. He's also trying to make a difference in the combat arena on a financial standpoint for people that put their lives at stake and their health on the line to entertain all of us. Right. So shout out to him. And shout out to Mike Tyson for being a boss, being, 60, 70, however old Mike Tyson is, staying in shape, setting an example and proving that he can still step in to the arena with someone that's in their late 20s. Early 30s. I think Jake Paul's 28, 29?
26.
Oh, he's okay. Logan's my age. Okay. But to answer your question, I don't believe any of the fights Jake Paul has taken have been faked. I don't think anyone has taken a dive. I think he's earned his wins, and I think he accepted his loss when he fought Fury's younger brother. So So, with that being said, I think Mike Tyson is going to win by decision. I don't see Jake Paul knocking out Mike Tyson. I don't see Mike Tyson being the type to take a dive. Like, the dude's an animal. Like, check out all his interviews from when he was in his prime. Do you think that guy's just going to take a fucking dive for money? Hell fucking no. But I don't see Jake Paul knocking him out. And Mike Tyson is a natural born killer and boxer. I think he's going to outpoint him and win the fight by decision. I think it's going to be a good, entertaining fight. This is the first fight that I'm actually excited to see, from Jake, or at least going to be paying attention to. And but Mike Tyson for the win by decision.
Here's what I think real quick. Mike Tyson obviously wins like any day. Like, let's be real. I don't know if there's any clauses. I don't think Jake Paul's fights have been faked, but they're like really good friends and shit, and it's business, and it's supposed to bring in like $300 million minimum and all these things. So I don't know if they're going to be going as hard, or if they can't do certain moves, like certain hits and shit. Like, I just don't know what goes into the contract, but if it's all clean, everything clean, it's fucking Mike Tyson, man. It's Mike Tyson.
I'm not fighting motherfucker.
Nah, man, fuck that shit. But Jake Paul's really sealed boxer for sure, and he's shown that and proven that. But at the end of the day, if Mike Tyson is about to fight him for real, fuck that.
I want to eat his children. Praise to be Allah. That's who we're talking about.
I want the ears today.
I want to eat his children.
Remember he ate that dude's ear?
Yeah, Vander Holyfield.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't see. But if Jake does lose, can't take anything away from him or what he's done.
Yeah, I think it's an exhibition fight anyway.
Yeah, it's exhibition.
So it's not going to go on his record.
If Mike Tyson loses, you can't take anything away from what Mike Tyson's done, and you can't even give Jake shit for fighting.
It's a win-win.
An older man, because it's like you just said.
It's Mike Tyson.
It's fucking Mike Tyson. How many of you guys are going to step in the ring with Mike Tyson?
We've seen his training.
How many of you guys are willing to step in the ring with Mike Tyson? I'll tell you right fucking now. I haven't boxed since I was in middle school, and I only fought 3 fights. I went 2-1. I don't know a goddamn thing about boxing right now. I'm not stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Now, if we could shoot him, it's different. I'm just kidding. If it was like some survival apocalypse shit, that's different.
You're the problem with today's society. No one wants to fight anymore.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
But guys, this has been another episode of Hustle House 24/7 365. I'm Lamar, aka Mr. Cream Cap.
Variouslayerz, aka Cody. And that's been it. Peace out.